Well, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm making this video because next week, is it next week? Let me see. Yes, next week, starting next week, we're going to be embarking on our video or 4 planetary conjunction. Because I'm almost down to the last one, the last 3 planetary conjunction, which is Jupiter, Saturn, and Ketu. And what happens, when these 3 planets are conjunct in your horoscope. So I'm going to do that video probably, I will make it like Friday or Saturday, okay? But next week is going to be 4 planetary conjunction. And one thing I want to clear, everybody tells me, can you please make, like when I was doing 3 planetary conjunction, everybody was someone somewhere will say, can you do Mercury, Ketu, Saturn conjunction? Can you do Venus, Mars, Rahu conjunction? And the thing is, I will always get to that conjunction. But the thing is, I cannot break my chronological order. The way I do my chronological order is Sun very first, Moon second, Mercury third, Venus fourth, Mars fifth, Jupiter sixth, Saturn seventh, then Rahu, then Ketu. This is the chronological order. So first I'm going to start the 4 planetary conjunctions. It's going to start from Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus. Then it's going to be Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars. That's the chronological order that even in my own book, I have done that. So this is something I just want to point out. So when you say, can you please do this conjunction next? I'm not doing these things randomly. I actually have a order that I do it in. Okay, so that's one point. Second thing that I want to say is that 4 planetary conjunction need to be studied quite differently than 2 planetary conjunction, 3 planetary conjunction, because up to 3 planetary conjunction, it is very easy to explain things. Whenever you have 4 or more planetary conjunction, like 4 planetary conjunction, 5 planetary conjunction, I've seen 6, even 7 planetary conjunction. I think somebody from 1962, I remember I had like 2 people from 1962, they literally had every single planet conjunct. The only planet that wasn't conjunct was, I think, either Rahu or Ketu. I mean, it was amazing. But see, it's easier to explain what these conjunction means. It's not hard. But what I'm saying, the confusion part is you. Person who has 4 planetary conjunction is confused about a lot of things. They procrastinate more than anybody else. They can't make a decision about a certain thing. Like if you have like 4 or 5 planets in your 7th house, you will have a hardest time deciding which person you want to be in, which person you want to be with, which person, you want to go for, what kind of a person that you actually like. So you move from one relationship to the other. You'll have like 4 different relationships, sometimes simultaneously. If a person has 4 or 5 planets in the 2nd house, they're confused about their source of income. Like, where's my source of income? What do I value in life? Is my source of income is coming from this, from this. So that becomes quite a confusing avenue. And so what I want to tell you here, for all those who have 4 planetary conjunction, is that whenever I'm talking about a planetary conjunction, and for this actually, it is very important that you know the degrees. So if you do not know what degrees your 4 planetary conjunctions are in, so if they're in one sign, what degrees are in, that's going to be very important. So if you don't know your astrological details and you need to know your astrological details, for that, check out the links here. Check out my full astrological report, including my books, Astrology, Conjunction, and Aspects at the Speed of Light, including all my consultations here. In my book, Conjunction at the Speed of Light, I already cover 4 planetary conjunctions, so you can get ahead of the curve here. But it's important to know that the planet that rules the lowest degree in the 4 planetary conjunction, that's the planet that you really need to pay attention to, because that's the planet that is going to control the entire conjunction. That is a planet that you're really going to be wanting to strive towards. That's the planet that is going to be the main focus of the conjunction. So if you're, let's say, confused about what type of a woman do I need in my life? Do I want a Saturnian woman? Do I want a Jupiterian woman? Do I want a Mercurian woman? Do I want a moon-like woman? Well, if you have these 4 planetary conjunction in your horoscope and moon holds the lowest degree, then you know that the type of person that you will find compatibility with is a moon-like woman, meaning somebody who's like motherly, overly emotional, sensitive, who wants to nourish and just take care of you. That's the kind of woman. But the thing is, you've always been with all types of women, and because of this conjunction, you're just like, man, it's so hard to decide what type of woman I really need to look for. So this will, once you see that, oh, moon is the lowest planet with the lowest degree. The moon is the one that is really holding the true essence of this conjunction. So it's always important. In any conjunction, even 2 planetary conjunction, planet with the lowest degree will supersede the control point of the conjunction. But especially 4, 5, 6, countless time I've seen people are just confused about who they are, what they want to do, what's going on in their life. So that's one thing. And I know many people also like me to talk about Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. I can talk about them. Easy. However, problem is, do I have experience with them? Have I experienced with Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto? I tried. I just couldn't succeed. Because the things that I saw in the chart and the things that people were describing when I was testing Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, I could see those things from Rahu and Ketu, or effects of just simply the planet sitting in a certain nakshatra or sign. So I'm like, well, what else is this Neptune and Uranus are adding? So I have not had my full experience with these 3 planets. So that's why I don't include them in conjunction, because I cannot tell you guys things that I have not not just tested, but feel confident about. And this is why I am going to bring Ernest Willem is going to be coming probably, today's Monday. Tomorrow, Dr. Arjun Pai is coming to talk about the Mula Nakshatra. And after that, I think probably Thursday or Saturday, I'll bring Ernest to talk. He's going to show us a chart and show us how to do natal reading with Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. Because I'm not going to deny that these planets are not working. It's just that for me, I haven't had that experience. There are no teachers that really came and showed that this is how you use them. So Ernest was the first one who came on our channel, talked about how Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are very important, even though they don't control any sign. They're very important to really understand a person's karma. So he's going to come and show us. So this way I will learn with you guys how Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are influencing people's lives. And from that point on, who knows, maybe I'll do conjunction of planets with Uranus, Neptune. But for right now, I'm only going to stick to the 9 basic planets of Vedic astrology. So it's not like I don't like Western astrology, or I think Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are completely useless or space junks. That's not the case. It's just that I have not really been able to decipher how they're working, what they're doing. I've tried, failed. So the best thing I can do is just bring the master who can, teach us. So that's what's going to happen. But especially next week, we're going to start the 4 planetary conjunction. Just pay attention to the degree of the lowest planet. And that's the planet that is going to be influencing the entire conjunction. And also one thing I noticed with 4 planetary conjunction is that usually people leave their homeland. They do far better in foreign lands. Whenever 3 or more planetary conjunction happens in a person's horoscope, and especially if moon is involved, a person is so confused that they do far better in a different economical system, in a different environment. So that's something I noticed. I don't know how true that is. Another thing that I noticed with degrees, of planetary degrees. And I don't know if anybody has spoken about this, but this is just something I just noticed from my readings, is that whenever a certain planet, especially moon, was at a certain degree where other planets were either exalted or debilitated, moon became quite powerful. Like moon at 28th degree, why would moon be powerful? Like I've seen people who've had, moon in a quite a tough position, but especially around 20th degree, 10th degree, 15th degree, 20th degree, moon is doing very well because of the fact these are degrees where other planets are either exalted or debilitated. At 20th degree, Mars is exalted and Mars is debilitated. 10th degree, Sun is exalted and Sun is debilitated. 20th degree, Saturn is exalted, Saturn is debilitated. So pretty much all the other planets that I've seen, especially with the Mars, Saturn, and Sun's degree, moon was powerful. So I don't know if some text somewhere, some naughty text is showing this, but this is what I've noticed. I don't know if you guys ever have seen this who are practicing astrology, but if your moon is especially at one of these degrees where other planets are either debilitated, exalted, put in the comments to see how you think, and are you behaving like the planet whose degree it's exalted or debilitated in. So if like Mars is exalted at 20th degree, whenever moon I've seen at 20th degree, the person is very powerful, meaning that they have a very strong personality. They have very strict agendas. They know exactly what they want. And they want to go towards like fighting for things, civil service. Especially like people who say, oh, I want to go for IAS officer and IPS officer. So sometimes when I notice that moon was like at a certain degree where it just catches your eye, I'm like, oh, 20th degree, that's where Mars is exalted. So these are the things that I'm just noticing. I don't know how accurate they are, if they even mean anything, because I would probably have to see that in like 500 charts for me to really say, okay, this is what happens, but it's just interesting. So anyway, we will see you next week with our 4 planetary conjunctions, and tomorrow Dr. Arjun Pai is coming. So, all right, bye-bye.